What's happening? Hey, I'm going to make a little video about power chords. Power chords were kind of the first thing some of us learned maybe back in the 70s and 80s. And they're just iconic, massive building blocks for rock and roll. A power chord is a root and a fifth. That means, like, if you're in the key of A is the root. So you got to find an A note on your guitar and count up the scale, major, to find the fifth. That's like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we want to stop on the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which gives us a shape, which is really simple. It's like 5th fret, low E string, 7th fret on the 5th string A. And you want to use index and ring. And so your pick is going to hit 2 strings. That's a root and a fifth, which is really simple. And usually people kind of think about it for a half second and move on. But I think that's kind of the big mistake. We got to kind of really get this in our heads. The cool thing is you can move that. Say this is A. This would be G at the 3rd and 5th frets. Back to A, which kind of sounds like a little piece of a song. I'm calling that 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and trying to play really steady. Okay, that's pretty simple. Stay with me now. Check this out. You can also jump the power chord a string over like this. A5 to D5. So see the move from A5, 1 string over towards the floor, to the 5th string and 4th string. That's a D5. And it's exact same shape. A5, D5, A5. So I'm hitting these 2 strings for the A5 and these 2 strings for the D5. Let's check it out. Jam. So I was palm muting, which is super cool. You take the side of your hand, like kind of like a karate chop, on the bridge. See the bridge? Yeah, just lay the side of your hand on that bridge and roll forward. See how these fingers are kind of out here? Pick is held correctly. And then the strings are touching lightly across this edge of your hand, and you're muting them very slightly. That's called palm muting. Palm muting. All right, so we just want to get you moving a little bit, get some sound happening. But at the same time, you want to learn the names of these. So so far we've learned A5, G5, and D5. Let's add one more. How about A5? Let's go down to G5. 2 more frets down makes F5. This note names it the note that your index finger's hitting. That's an F note, so you have to know your notes if you want to know what's happening. Otherwise, you're always going to be kind of wondering, I don't understand, I don't get it, what's an F, I don't get it. Take a couple of minutes and learn your notes. F. That helps a whole bunch. All right, so there's your root plus the fifth. Root fifth, root fifth, root fifth. So I'm going to do F5, G5, or A5, G5, F5. Check it out. Pretty cool. Lots of rock songs use that, kind of like a... All kinds of songs use that, or hundreds and hundreds of songs are going to use A5, G5, F5. So just get ready for that. Let's add a really easy one. This one's super important. I teach this all the time. I draw it out for kids over and over, page after page. I draw it really huge on the... But I don't think kids have the reference point that us old rockers have. They just... I don't know what they're listening to, but they don't seem to really get it. And could be a bad teacher. But this is called E5. E5 is based at the 2nd fret. You're going to press down on the 5th string, the A string, 2nd fret, makes a B note, and then you're going to play the fat string open. Going to hit 2 strings, and that sounds really, really big. E5. Usually kids, because I tell them index, index, middle, ring, pinky, covering 4 frets, so they usually want to use their 2nd finger. But I have to say, on this one, we're going to use index here. So that's your index finger on the fat string, or the A string, 5th fret. Super easy. So if you go into a guitar store and the sales guy hands you an expensive guitar and say, hey, check out this Les Paul. Just go, oh yeah, real cool. Sorry, I don't have $3,000. But at least hit a power chord. So if we mix up what we got A5, G5, E5, or F5, E5. A5, G5, F5, E5. And one reason you use your index here, because then you can do stuff like you're ready for, decorations with your middle, ring, and pinky. So let's keep moving. Let's do some more. Learn these. This is really important. You got your, let's take A5 and move it 2 frets towards your body. That's the 7th and 9th frets. That's a B5 because this is a B note, and you have to know that. You have to. So you got B, A, G, F, and E, and D. Let's add another E5. This is way cool. Check this out. This is 7th fret A string plus the 5th. Root and 5th. Root and 5th. Very simple. Very simple. That's cool. And the nice thing about this one, if you wanted to, you could include the fat string. That just sounds good. So you got an extra E in there, just if you want it. I'm not going to list every single power chord, but let's do that E5. Let's do like a couple more. E5, D5, take it down to C5. So that's E5 at the 7th fret, D5 at the 5th fret, C5 at the 3rd fret. Just sort of making noise. So really you got freedom. One thing you can do, one last idea, is you can jump these like E5, B5, E5, and D5 to A5, C5 to G5. You can jump them anywhere you want. You can make the craziest bunch of combinations you want. You got total freedom. But there are some kind of guidelines where things sound in key nicely, but you can get real weird and wild. I did write one song that I tried to make the most obnoxious string of power chords possible. I'll do that and I'll cut it out. Let's see if I remember. I think that's how it goes. Just trying to be annoying with the most chaotic, crazy set of chords. One last thing, let's throw some fuzz on here. Get it? Learn them power chords, dude.